Hello everybody, welcome to episode 4 of the Orange Thumbstick podcast. I'm Dave, and as always I'm joined by Russ and Bobby. How you guys doing, you alright?
Oh good, cheers mate, yeah.
Not bad, Dave.
Yourself?
Yeah, I'm good. It's been a busy month. So what have you been playing over the last few weeks?
Mainly Wildlands, been a few Idea Xbox games, tabletop racing, and my mind's drawing a blank because there's been loads, so Bobby can probably chip in a few.
We played some Lego Worlds, Bloons TD 5, Pick Heroes, Kitty Powers Matchmaker. We both checked that out. Let's have a look. I mean,
Yeah,
this
you
what have I
two
got in front
love
of us?
that. You two love Kitty Powers, don't you?
Best game ever.
I don't know mate, I only played a couple of minutes
the
of
world.
it and turned it off, so I don't know.
Verdun, we played a little bit of that. We streamed a bit of that as well, Russ, didn't we?
Yep.
In Rocket League, we've for some reason
Oh yeah, Rocket League.
we've got the love back for Rocket League and been smashing it. I actually want to have a few games tonight after this podcast.
Yeah, I've been playing quite a bit of Wildlands. My final review should be up next week for that, but so far so good. I'm enjoying it. A lot to get through on this podcast because there's quite a bit happened obviously since we did the last one.
Yep.
So we're going to go through some recent news, some recent announcements, some interesting E3 announcements as well, and then I want to talk about Gameblast later on and how that all went and everything. But I want to start with the one that sort of hit a couple of weeks ago was the Xbox's E3 conference changing dates and time. I want to get you two. I want to get your opinion on this to see why you think it's been done, and see if we all agree. I've got my opinion on it, but I want to hear yours. So what do you make of it?
Yeah, because I remember watching it last year when I got in from work. Russ was sitting ready. I came in from work and I jumped straight on and we watched it. Changed it to 10 PM on a Sunday. It's not too bad. It means I'm going to have a late one. I'm probably going to try and book the next day off work so we can do news posts. I don't know why they would have changed it though. To be honest, I thought that the Monday at 5 PM for the UK was perfect. I don't know if there was issues with it in the US, but I thought that was perfect timing for everybody.
Could we not speculate a little bit and say they're trying to just get a really early mic drop in with the announcement of the console? That's what we're all thinking. Come on.
Yeah, I'd
blow it
go
out of the
with
water
that.
from the get-go. Yeah, leave everybody gobsmacked with it.
Yeah.
That is also a bit of a worry though, because last year we done the mic drop. So what if other companies, I'm not going to say any names, but everyone knows who I'm talking about, what if they've upped the game for this year and we go in and Xbox go in and say their bit, and then PlayStation come up with a mic drop, or even I doubt Nintendo are going to because they've just released the Switch. But what if PlayStation go with a mic drop at the end? We'll all have like almost chance expecting a mic drop and for us to dominate.
I don't think that PlayStation can, because it's still too early after the release of their upgraded version of the PS4.
It's 4 months.
Yeah, so if anything, they'll upset their own customer base by announcing a new console.
Fair dues.
Yeah.
Fair dues.
In terms of Sony, I don't really want to talk too much about Sony, for obvious reasons, but I don't think they're going to have any hardware strategy anytime soon. They've done theirs now. I think they're going to focus on games, whereas Xbox moving their conference to the Sunday, I think it's a time that suits a lot of people. There's going to be a lot less people at work on the Sunday. It's at a reasonable time where everyone's probably still going to be up. I think it's to attract a more wider audience for their two major regions, I suppose.
Yeah.
And I think it is for Scorpio. I think they want as many people to see this announcement as possible. But in saying that, I read earlier on this week that Phil Spencer, and I quote this, has not ruled out or hasn't confirmed yes or no whether there'll be a pre-E3 Scorpio announcement. He sort of did say that he wanted to concentrate as much as possible at E3 on games and didn't want to go too much into hardware. So it's speculation, but I'm wondering whether Xbox will do a pre-announcement for Scorpio, and then at E3 it'll just be games. This is what they look like on the Scorpio, and they'll announce the pricing for it as well, and we'll get a look at it. But I think there might be a pre-event announcing it and what it entails, what it's about, and everything. I don't know. It's all speculation, but
yeah,
it's a good thing that they've brought it forward. I think it suits a lot of people, and I'm looking forward to E3. And the other bit of news, Bob, that I know you mentioned to me was the Forza Horizon team, Playground Games. They've announced something, have they?
Playground Games, basically they've announced a new IP. They're going to build a new studio for a new open world game that's outside of the racing genre.
Okay.
So one of the guys was saying, Fulton. I don't know his first name. I just got a little clip it. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
He said we feel we've become pretty good at racing games over the years. So obviously it's time for them to branch out. And I mean they've done a fantastic job with Forza, the Forza Horizon franchise, and I think it is time to see what else they can do, what else they can pull out the hat. An open world game it's pretty much what they used to, because Forza Horizon was pretty much an open world game kind of thing. So they'll be able to adapt that and create a really good game. I'm looking forward to it, to see future announcements, and we'll keep you all up to date with it.
Yeah, I think they're really well known for their quality, aren't they? I mean, every Forza Horizon game has been super.
But it's like we say, we all picked Forza Horizon 3 as our game of the year last year. So if they're going to bring something else out of that caliber, it's just going to up the game of everybody else in the industry.
Yeah.
It's the only thing it can do.
Yeah. And their games are polished. I mean, the Forza Horizon games are incredibly polished. We mentioned in our pre-Christmas podcast that the game came out and it was done. It was finished. It just felt great. There's been a few updates since, but they're very, very polished, and their attention to detail is great. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And Russ, Milestone, they've had some announcements recently.
Yeah, so on the flip side of Playground sort of coming away from doing their open world off-roady type games, Milestone are actually creating a new IP called Gravel, which is an open world off-road game. So they sort of looks like they come back and counteracted that. It's slated as being for next summer on Xbox One, PlayStation 4 and PC, and it's the first game created by Milestone to use the Unreal Engine 4. So, and a lot of people, when you say Milestone, they automatically think, oh, they use old game engines, but they are actually bringing this up to date using the Unreal Engine 4. So the concept behind it all, and this is quoted from Irvin Zonka, the head of game design at Milestone, says, Gravel is the most extreme off-road challenge. It celebrates off-road racing by taking the player to exotic locations around the world with some of the most exciting vehicles ever created. Thanks to Unreal Engine 4, Milestone could finally unleash its creativity by tackling the arcade genre with the most ambitious off-road racing game ever created. Bearing in mind the concepts of fun, competition, speed and adrenaline, we had the chance to think big by putting into the same game the best elements that we could create. Photorealistic graphics, dynamic time of day and weather system, accessible physics that can be enjoyed by everybody, breathtaking locations where the player can race at full speed, rushing through forests, snowy mountains, dunes and deserts. We love the way Gravel is shaping up, and we believe that the players will be amazed by how funny and fresh the game will be. So it sounds promising. I've seen some gameplay of it, quite early footage of it, and I will say it's if it's going to get better than what it is, it will put a bit of a shadow over what Forza Horizon 3 has done already. So I do like the look of it.
Does it look like a simulation game or an arcade racing?
Arcade, yeah. It does say arcade there. Arcade genre.
Interested.
I did see a quote somebody from the team had written on their YouTube channel underneath the announcement video that while not being a full simulation or a cheesy arcade game, I think it's trying to find the middle ground, so again accessible to everybody to play. But yeah, it looks all good. Also, I want to bring up.
Go on,
mate. No, you go on, because mine's going to go completely different.
I was just going to say, Criterion, the guys behind Burnout and a couple of the Need for Speed games, had something similar coming out, didn't they? Or they announced something similar, like an off-road arcadey kind of. It was all different kinds of vehicles and things. We've not heard anything from that for a while, have we?
No.
And this Milestone IP that they're bringing out sounds very much like what Criterion had announced a few years ago. So that could be quite interesting. See what happens with that.
Yep.
Go on, Russ. What was you going to say? Sorry for
I was going to go on to the other bit of news, which sort of ties into a previous podcast, which is, if you remember, we talked about games that we'd like to see come back from the grave, so to speak, with when Micro Machines was announced. And it's been announced this past week that Wonder Boy is making a comeback So it's Wonder Boy the Dragon's Trap.
Wonder Boy.
You remember that? I remember played it on the Master System, I believe. Did you ever play that? No, you didn't, Bob.
Was it the Master System?
Master System. I played Wonder Boy on. Yep.
I didn't play it. When you said the name, I recognised it.
To be fair, I think you were still a twinkle in your dad's eye back then.
Yeah, I think I was. I think one of my family members might have owned the game on the Master System, and I might have played it, but I couldn't tell you facts or anything. I couldn't even tell you what it looked like.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be like pixel graphics, and they're not going to make it the same as it was. They've gone for a hand-drawn art style with it this time, to try and bring it up to date, but to keep some of its roots in a crossover style, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, a little quote.
You always look
here
like
again.
a surfer to me, Wonder Boy. Don't you think you look like a bit of a surfer dude?
Yeah. So yeah, boasting beautiful hand-drawn animations and reorchestrated soundtrack, the cult classic returns with a unique blend of exploration, action, and adventure. Players Lizard Man, Mouse Man, Piranha Man, etc., etc. I'm not reading all them out. And use their unique abilities to uncover the land's deepest secrets. Switch in real time between the original retro. Oh, so you can go back to retro graphics. Okay, and the visually stunning modern remake. And import your old Sega Master System passcode to unlock all your old saves and progression, just how you left them in 1989. Whoa, that's a bit of a mind blower, that, isn't it? Putting in your
on earth is going to have their Master System passcode?
Mate, there might even be
Wonder
something
Boy?
online. There'll probably be a database online somewhere. Somebody's got the game fully completed with the passcode saved somewhere or other. You never know.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise us. Would not surprise us.
And that is also there is a release date for that. So Wonder Boy: The Dragon's Trap will be available for PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch on April the 18th. So it's not too far away either. That.
Get them cupboards rummaging. Get them old little post-it notes with your passcodes on, because Wonder Boy's coming out. Okay. Another big one for me in particular, because I loved the first game, but Shadow of War was recently announced by Monolith Studios, the sequel to Shadow of Mordor, which I absolutely loved. And I can't believe, having speaking to you guys off air before the podcast, that neither of you have played Shadow of Mordor. I can't believe that. He's fantastic.
Me, I've never really been into the Lord of the Rings stuff, so I've probably seen it and then just thought, nah, you know. But I've probably missed
that's the
out.
thing about it, though.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I'm not a big Lord of the Rings fan. I'm not too interested in the franchise. I'll probably get ridiculed for that. But Shadow of Mordor, it was the game it was. I kind of sort of blanked out that it was part of the Middle Earth sort of realm and part of the Lord of the Rings story. Just as a game, standalone product, it's fantastic. Mixture of Arkham and Assassin's Creed. With the Nemesis system, if you haven't already heard about it, it's kind of like a dynamic ranking system where the world changes in terms of the generals, the war chiefs. Whoever you kill or whoever kills you ends up getting promoted. It changes the story as it goes.
Okay.
And they've promised an expansive Nemesis system for Shadow of War. So you have the Nemesis system for your enemies, but you also now have it for yourself. So when you're recruiting, you have the power to promote people within your army. It looks really, really good. It sounds fantastic with what they're doing with the Nemesis system, and I believe it's the first game that's officially been listed as a Scorpio game as well.
Cool.
It actually coming out. Yeah, on the release schedule it actually says going to be available for Xbox One, PS4, Scorpio, Windows 10, and it's the first game to actually mention Scorpio in a release schedule. So yeah, I can't wait for that. But you two should really play Shadow of Mordor if you can grab hold of a copy. You'll love it. I think you'll really enjoy it.
Check it out. If you get a chance, I'll check it out.
Yeah, like I say, if you like the Arkham and Assassin's Creed games, you'll love it. It's really, really good. Another bit of news, which was announced just over a week ago, the Xbox Games Pass, which is a Netflix-style subscription service for the Xbox One. It's going to have over 100 Xbox One, Xbox 360 titles for a monthly subscription fee of $9.99 or £7.99 in the UK. How do you guys feel about this?
Me and Russ had a in-depth conversation about this when it was first launched, and we both kind of had different opinions on it.
Mm-hmm.
Guess I'm going to say exactly the same as I've said on previous podcasts where we've spoke about paying for extra content, so to speak, whether it be the Ultimate Edition or something like that. It all depends on your predicament. I mean, for what we do with reviewing games, we don't have time really to sit and play through one of the old games that we might love to. I mean, I think Mad Max was one of the first images I seen when I looked at the announcement, and we never got to play that, and we want to do. So for $7.99 to be able to play through that, I would get it for just the month. But it's finding time for us. So to us, it would be a waste of money to us. We don't really have any interest in it. But I did say, like, imagine if you've got a couple of kids and they go crazy for games and you're forking out money left, right, and centre. Just saying to them, look, here's 100 games off the bat, and you have to pay $7.99 for a few months until they get bored. It's going to be a godsend. Even for yourself, if you only have a handful of games and don't have a lot of cash going spare, and you'll know yourself, lads. You all have a time where you've got a pile of games in front of you and you're sick of them all. All you've got to do is pay $7.99 for the month, and you've got 100 to play. And once you're finished, you just cancel your subscription. So it all depends on the player, I guess.
Yeah.
Overall, I think it can only be a good thing. It would have been a bit better if they could have just integrated that into the Xbox Live that you already pay for. But with them giving you the games with gold and stuff, that's obviously not going to happen. But yeah, personally, I think it's a positive thing. I'm probably not going to check it out myself, not straight away, anyways. But it can only be a good thing for everybody else.
But I think you've just summed it up there, though, Bob. I mean, you just said Mad Max was the first image that you saw. You didn't get a chance to play. Mad Max is a really, really good game, and we've just said it with Shadow of Mordor there. For $7.99, you could play 2 games that maybe you'd want to give a go and see what they're like without forking out full price for them. $7.99 for 2 games to play for a month, just to see and check them out. I think that's the flip side of that system working. If someone's not quite sure of a game, or they fork out $7.99 and they've got a selection of, I don't know how many games they fancy playing. They give it a blast. If they like them, they either carry on subscribing or they go and buy the actual disc copies or just buy it digitally. Which they have said that you get a discount if you're a Gold subscriber, if you want to buy them digitally as well.
The thing is, though, if you look at it at $7.99, let's say, I don't know how much Mad Max is going for now, but let's say it's £40. $7.99 a month. Instead of paying £40 for the game, just pay £8 for 5 months. You've got all the other games to play, because you're going to have that game wiped out in an easier couple of weeks. To a month if you want to sit and really go through it, depending on what time you have spare. So you could look at it that way, instead of going and paying X amount for said game, cut that up into months and just play through a couple of them, and then when you look at it that way, you're saving money and it's great for you, and then you can just scrap it off when you're finished with it. So it's a try before you buy kind of thing, but you don't even have to buy at the end.
I think that how this is going to work if the selection of games are good. I mean, I know they're going to be good, but I mean worthwhile. That they're not going to go stale after so many months or whatever. They need to refresh the list, and I know Phil Spencer's been quoted as saying that some games will stay there permanently, some will get refreshed, so taken off and new ones brought in. But the key to this, I think, is the marketing and how they go about it, and they've also announced as well with it that it's not a streaming service. You will actually download the game, so once you've got the subscription, the game downloads to your hard drive. It's not a streaming service like some of their competitors, so that's a good thing.
Russ, was it you that said to us about a lot of the games that you looked at on the list had been on games with gold for free?
A fair few of the games that are been listed already have already been out as games with gold. So the only real way you're going to benefit at the minute is if you've never downloaded any of the games with gold. But also, a friend of ours pointed out, Bobby, the other day, that you are also entitled to a discount on any DLC for any of the games that are on there as well, if you get that. So his point was, if you are interested in going back and playing some DLC that you've never got before and you get that, you can benefit that way as well for the DLC side of things. So there's that as well. But as for me, as you said earlier on, it's not for me because of my play style and what we do at the minute. I just don't have time to go back and benefit from it. So yeah, this Xbox Pass thing for me isn't an option just because I don't have the time.
Yeah, agree with you.
But I mean, on the flip side, as Bob said earlier, people on a budget who haven't got money to fork out on full price games and whatever, it could be
definitely.
It could be the perfect thing.
Bit of a godsend to them, yeah, definitely.
But yeah. Do you think that they'll release a combination, an Xbox Live Gold combination, where it'll be the 35, 40 quid, whatever Gold is now, for a year, plus, I don't know, 12 months of this thing at a discounted rate for the two of them together, maybe?
I think you might see bundles. You might see bundles. As like sometimes you can buy 12 months of Xbox Live Gold for what, £36 or something it is. I think it is in shop, something around about that price, or 30 quid or something. And then it'll see like plus 2 free months or something like that. I think that you'll see something like that where it'll be like, I don't know, £50.
You'll definitely
get,
see
like,
offers on the dashboard for it, because you see offers on the dashboard all the time. If your gold's running out, you'll often see it pop up, renew now for £1 for the next month or something like that. So there'll definitely be offers on the dashboard for people to be enticed into buying it. Yeah.
How much of this do you think is down to the success of EA Access? Because I know we've spoke about EA Access before, and I'm a subscriber to that service, because I think for £20 for the whole year, you get you get early access to the games, you get 10-hour trials a week before they come out. If anything, that service has saved me money, because there was games that I was going to lay my 40 quid down for that I played on EA Access and actually thought, you know what, I don't really want to buy this, it's not that great. Rory McIlroy Golf was one of them. That was a day one for me, and then when I played it on EA Access, I was actually grateful for that service. So it's not just the back catalogue of games you get on there, it's also the trials as well. But do you think Xbox have looked at the success of that and sort of said, we want a piece of that pie? Or do you think this is something they've been working on?
Sorry, Dave. Personally, I think it's a mix of looking at EA Access and then looking at the streaming service that the competitors have. Because in recent news, PlayStation are dropping the streaming services from all their consoles, from the PSP, from the PS3. It's only going to be PS4. And with that being said, and with us seeing Microsoft are wanting to do a mic drop at E3, I think they're just upping the game and like, right, it's time for us to bring out this. We're not doing it streaming, and we're going to chuck 100 games on there, which is going to refresh over time, because they've seen a mixture of EA Access doing well, and they've seen PlayStation doing their streaming thing, and thought, right, let's do our version of it. And I think with the Scorpio announcement coming up, with what we're hoping is going to be mic drop, I think this is the best time for them to bring it up, to keep everyone kind of interested and sitting where they are on Xbox console.
Yeah.
I also
it all depends on the content,
Sorry, mate. I was going to say, I also think it's going to clash somewhere along the lines, though, with the Games with Gold program. It's going to have to clash somewhere. They're going to have to make changes to either or of both the services, because I've said already, a lot of the games that have been announced for it are already been released as Games with Gold. Now, going forward, if you've just bought it and then you just downloaded the game using that service, and then it comes out as Games with Gold, are you going to feel a bit duped by it? You spent 7-8 quid to get it, then it comes out free. So they're going to have to make some changes to either of the programs there, somewhere along the lines.
We're instantly going to be able to say, though, that one game's went to Games with Gold, but there's still another 99 there. But you're going to see all the little trolls go online. Oh, I've just bought $7.99 a month, and you brought it out for free. And it's like, yeah, but you've got 99 other games to play. So, but you're right, Russ. There is going to have to be some change there, because it's going to cause an uproar.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they'll release. They won't put something on that service and then release it a month after on Games with Gold. It may come out a couple of months after. And if people have been, like you rightly said, Bob, if people have been paying for that service, there's 99 other games there that they've been playing. And if a game is on there that comes out on Games with Gold 2 months after or whatever, at the end of the day, that person's still had enjoyment out of that game earlier than everybody else. Yeah, it cost them $7.99, but they've got other games amongst that as well that they could have played. So I don't think they're going to be too fussed with that. I think they might adjust the strategy and what they release going forward on Games with Gold, but I don't think it's going to impact it massively, to be honest. I don't know whether I'm going to get it though. My pile of shame is building up simply because of what you guys said. I've got Far Cry Primal still sealed, sitting there. I'm dying to play that game, but like you guys said, with everything coming out and things that need reviewing and whatever, you kind of you find it difficult to get the time. But
yeah,
I think the Xbox Games Pass will be a success for your certain types of consumers, and it won't be for others. I think your first-time Xbox buyers or your, people going out buying the console for the first time or whatever, that subscription service will appeal to them, because instantly for $7.99 they've got a month's worth of games, up to 100 titles that they can stick instantly on their console. So time will tell. I'm sure we'll hear more at E3 about it and what it's going to involve. And I know they've promised a couple of titles a month being added to it as well. So it's going to be like the backwards compatible system where it's going to be added to quite regularly. So we'll see at E3, see what else they'll say about that. Okay, so in terms of March's releases, Wildlands is coming out. We've all played a fair bit of that, but is there anything else that you're looking forward to that's due to come out this month?
I was looking forward to Tabletop Racing, to be honest, and it came out this month. I
love that.
I think it's quite excited for it. Yeah, I done a preview video on it, and then I never got a chance to go back to it, and I've went back to it just this past weekend, and I'm engulfed in it at the minute. I really am. Fantastic little game. I feel like it's a bit of an underdog as well. I feel like it hasn't been given kind of spotlight it deserves, but time will tell. Yeah.
For me, it's Mass Effect. I've said it before on the last 2 podcasts, I think, but I'm really looking forward to Mass Effect this month. I can't wait for that one. What about you, Russ? What are you looking forward to?
Yeah, so the big one has obviously been Wildlands. You guys know I've been looking forward to that for a few months now, and I've enjoyed the hell out of it. Looking forward.
Have you? You've hardly spoken about Wildlands. have you been looking forward to that, have you? Because you've never mentioned it to me. So.
Mass Effect, it's going to be a big one, but for me, I played the first one, and I never fully got into it. I played quite a lot of it, and I just think at the time I just wasn't into those sort of really immersive games. So time will tell. I'll try and get my hands on it and give it a look. There's a couple of other games as well coming, so there's Kona on the 17th of March, which looks alright. I don't know a whole lot about it, it's just the style of it looks pretty good. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that is all about when it comes. Then there's of course Snake Pass on the 28th, which is an idea Xbox game, and me and Bob both checked out at EGX last year. It looks like it's just come straight out of Rare's back catalogue of games. If you know what I'm talking about, so your ukulele style sort of stuff, and your Ratchet and Clanks and all them, it fits right in with that genre. And yeah, it's gonna be a nice little game. That. What else is there coming out?
I didn't even realise. Did not realise that was March.
Yeah.
You've just got us that excited there.
You played quite a lot of it, didn't you, when we was at EGX?
I sat there for ages.
Yeah. What else is there coming? Troll and I. Might be a bit of an underdog game, that one. Not a lot of people know about it, what it's about. The publisher of the game has put a couple of people off, but bearing in mind that they are publishing it and not making it. But yeah, we played that at EGX as well. It's a local co-op game, so there's no online to it, which is a letdown. But one of you plays
a little bit disappointed with that.
One of you plays as the troll, and one of you plays as the other little, is it like an elf or something? And you have to help each other get through the level. It's like a 3D adventure game. That's another one to keep your eye out for.
Why are people having issues with the publisher, Russ? What's going on?
They're responsible for games like Alakine's Gun, and what else have they done? That's the big one for me, Alakine's Gun.
Oh dear, are they? Ooh.
It's a bit of a. You're trying to get me to say
sorry,
the publisher's name.
I remember how.
I'm not saying the publisher's name.
I just remember how gutted he was when Alakine's Gun came out. He was like, "Oh, this is going to be amazing," and he played it for about 5 hours or something. I don't even think it was that long. And he came back and he was just like, "I hate it. I hate it all. It's horrible."
Thimbleweed Park is another one, which is similar in style to. What was that big farming game? Stardew Valley, yeah. Similar in style to Stardew Valley, but it's more about investigating a murder or something. And another little game that looks a bit odd, but at the same time interesting. So keep your eye out for that one. Anything else? I'm just having a quick skim through.
Is that the point and click game?
I think it's a point and click style game, yeah. It's already out on PC and that, I believe.
It's, yeah, I'm sure it's is it Ron Gilbert, the guy that did the original Monkey Island games, and Zach McCracken and all? It is him, isn't it? Is that out this month?
Yes.
Oh,
30th.
Superb.
Right, well,
Superb.
I know what you're reviewing that week then, mate.
I love that. I love them games. I mean, the Monkey Island games for me, they bring back so many memories.
Both of you like Monkey Island, don't you? I might have to set up a little fight between you both and take a wager on it as well.
My favourite game of all time, Monkey Island 2, Escape from Monkey Island, my favourite game ever. When I found out it was him, I started listening to a lot of interviews he'd done on the game. I'll be honest, I completely forgot because I didn't think it was coming out until the end of the year, so I did forget about it. But yeah, it's looking promising. It's looking very promising from what I've heard in interviews and whatnot.
Brilliant. I didn't realise that was this month. That's fantastic.
I'm going to sneak a couple of cheeky ones for the beginning of April as well, because we probably won't have them in the next podcast, which is Flat Out 4.
Okay.
Flat Out 4 on the 4th of April.
Ooh.
And I do believe it's the new release date for Sniper Ghost Warrior 3 is the 4th of April as well.
I think I had something saying it was a little bit later, but obviously this always happens when they get knocked back.
Yeah. Blackwood Crossing is another one as well. That has got a bit of interest behind it, and that is the 5th of April. Ukulele as well is 11th of April, so some decent little games coming out that first couple of weeks of next month, so it's going to be busy again.
Yeah, fantastic. Okay, any more? Anything else?
I'm going to leave it there because we should hopefully start the next podcast by the middle of next month. So
brilliant. Okay, I want to talk a little bit about Gameblast 17 because we took part in it, and I think it was a great success. You two will probably agree with me.
Mm-hmm.
I just want your thoughts really, because we haven't really had a chance to sort of speak about it much after we did it, because we kind of went through the streams and then it was kind of like, yes, we did it, and that was kind of it. We moved on to other things. So I just wanted to get, your opinions on how you felt it went and the experience in itself.
I'll be completely honest with you. I now tip my hat to any streamer that does a stream longer than 5 to 6 hours. That first Friday when we done it, I was exhausted by the end of it. I know Russ was when you came online to take over the stream, Dave. I had a big. It was like Christmas. It was like a Sunday dinner when you're starving. It was, but because it was all for a good cause, it kept going.
Yeah.
I know that we all jumped on the Saturday morning, raring to go, and Saturday was a breeze. First, I started worrying. Friday night, I was worrying because we still had Sniper Elite 4 codes sitting there, which I thought would have just flew out the door. But Saturday and Sunday really picked up. We smashed the target. We got to £560, and the target was 500. And as you'll all remember, on the Sunday night at like 8:50, we finally hit the 500 marker. We made an £85 donation for the controller, which was donated by Extreme Consoles. So shout out to Chris and the team. Thank you very much again.
Mm-hmm.
That was absolutely fantastic. A bit of a bidding war went on there. Got it up pretty high. I'd seen a lot of other ones on eBay as well from different companies and whatnot. And from what I've seen, I think we got one of the highest amounts for a controller to raise money for Gameblast and special effects. So quite proud of that.
Yep.
But yeah, it was. I think all three of them, when we hit the target at 9 o'clock on the Sunday, were all that like exhausted from the weekend. We didn't really celebrate on the stream, not as much as what we wanted to. But like I spoke to people the next day and stuff, and I was just kind of I was a bit shocked because I didn't Saturday night I didn't think we were going to hit the target, and then Sunday we smashed it. So I was extremely proud of it. I'm looking forward to next year's. I think we'll be taking part in it again, probably doing something similar. And it was all good. Went to a great charity. I did get a card through the door saying thank you from them. I need to take a photo and put that on Twitter. And I seen an updated email the other day saying that they smashed the 100,000 marker.
Yeah, so
all looking good. I don't know what's your take on it, boys?
Me, it was nerve-wracking because I was the first one to stream on the Friday, and I was absolutely bricking it. I was up at probably 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock that morning because I woke up sort of worrying a little bit about hoping it'll all go all right and that. But yeah, same as you, Bob. Once we got the first day out of the way, it was a breeze the next 2 days, and the people that came along as well that supported us. And I'm going to shout out Shadow Hive from Twitter for this one. He was there all 3 days. He donated quite a lot as well over the 3 days. And yeah, massive support from him. So that was awesome. But it was a breeze, and everybody that stopped by shared it, and even just popped in just to give us a bit of encouragement for the 10 minutes that they had to spare was all appreciated as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed it, to the point where we've started streaming a bit more now. We never really touched streaming as part of XGR, but it encouraged me to just start looking into it a bit more and doing a bit more live streaming. So it's had a positive effect there, as well as raising that money for the charity as well.
We had a lot of support, didn't we, from a lot of people, and Shadow Hive was one of them, who was constantly there, coming in. Not only was he giving us words of encouragement and having a bit of banter with us, he was also donating as well a fair bit, and it was thanks to those guys that we hit our target, because a lot of people donated money, and it was good fun. It was tiring, but it was good fun. It was for a great cause. And what I was really pleased about, apart from the odd couple, we didn't have really any sort of like trollers or spammers coming in or anything, did we?
No.
Which was really good, apart from the odd couple.
Two when we had.
I didn't really give them a chance.
There was, when we did the controller giveaway, we had 2, and I think that was it. Yeah.
So all in all, it was a great success. Tiring, but really, really enjoyable. And Rocket League seemed to be the most successful game, didn't it? Everyone was sort of tuning in for that, and Halo Wars 2, Bob.
Yeah.
As well. That was funny, because I was like, I'll just chuck a Halo Wars 2 stream on just to play a bit of the game, and then I turned and seen the numbers, and I was like, what's going on? I couldn't believe it. It just started climbing, but Rocket League were all rounder that we went back to each day. That probably was more consistent and really good. We'll have actually streamed a little bit of it since, and we probably will be again. I'm looking at setting up like a community thing, so I can get other websites who create content and stuff to get in with. We're and do a stream. Hopefully, I'm looking once every 2 weeks to once a month. Get that set up. Just literally off the back of Gameblast when we're done the streaming and stuff, and everyone else was involved in that. I think it could just be a good thing. But yeah, really enjoyed it. And just to point out, hashtag Bobby played Resi. Just wanted to get that out there.
That one's for Steve, that.
Yeah, that is. And it's for Chris, because I've got to stream it again for him, because that guy, Chris from Extreme Consoles, donated £35 for us to keep playing it, and I'd already changed the game to Rocket League when I seen his donation. Yeah. So that shout out to Chris for that.
Was you scared at any point playing that, Bob? Because at times
a couple of jumps. At the start, because I knew what was coming. I'd watched Russ stream it, and I knew what was coming, but I didn't know when. So a few shocks at first, and then I kind of started relaxing and getting into it, and that's when it was time to end the stream, when I was getting into it. So I came out my shell a bit with it. I did actually start enjoying it. Whether or not I'll go back to it for a stream for Chris, but I think that'll probably be it for me, because you all know I'm not one for horror streams. I did even say to Russ afterwards I won't stream another horror game. But
you told me
for a fact that'll
you'd
happen.
Stream Outlast 2. What are you on about?
Shut up! We're not doing this again. This isn't happening.
Have either of you two tried Layers of Fear yet? That Games with Gold one.
Yeah. It's
tried
not.
It yet?
I've had it on launch day. It's nothing special. It's more. Thriller than horror. There's a couple of jump scary bits in it, but majority of it's just a bit weird. It's nothing like.
Is it like investigation, or is it combat or anything, or?
It's a bit of a walking sim, if anything.
Yeah. Okay. Staying on the horror genre, something's just popped into my head as well. I believe that Outlast is getting a boxed edition, an Ultimate Edition, is that right?
It is, yeah.
With the first game, DLC, and the second game.
That's right. Yeah, it's been released same day as the second one is being released. So yeah, it's like a special edition. So
really, it should be the next one. Should be Bobby Plays Outlast Collection.
Yeah,
that should be the next hashtag.
Start to finish, non-stop.
And if when that game is released on disc, lands on my doormat because someone found it funny to buy it, I'm talking to you, Steve. If you send us one, there's going to be hell on.
Brilliant. Okay, so yeah, Gameblast 17. It was a fantastic weekend. We raised our target and some more as well for a great charity special effect to reach their was it £100,000 in the end that they reached their target?
Yep.
I think they're still going, aren't they? Is it still going?
It's still going. We're still actually taking donations if people are interested. We still have plenty of game codes left, so it's nothing raffle-ified. If you donate, if you go onto the website and have a look, the links are on the homepage there for the Gameblast section we've got on site. Get in touch with us if you like anything you see there. We'll discuss with you the donation we'd like for any game that's on there. It's nothing more than a £5 if I remember right.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're still open probably for another couple of weeks for our donations to go towards it. We would like it to get at least another £40 out of what's available there, which is there's plenty of games there to reach that target.
Yeah.
So yeah, if anybody fancies donating and they've missed out on the Game Blast that we did, head over to the website xboxgamerreviews.com. You'll see it on the main menu bar there, Game Blast 17. Click that, or the Game Blast picture you can see if you scroll down a little bit on the homepage, and they'll both take you through to the Game Blast section on site. And just look for the bit that says codes for donations and go through and check it out. Yeah,
fantastic, brilliant. Bob, do you want to promote the social network channels?
Yep, give her a follow on Twitter, which is at Xbox_GR. Facebook is facebook.com/Xbox Gamer Reviews. I always get the YouTube one wrong, and I say this every podcast. I believe it's youtube.com/Xbox Gamer Reviews.com, and I did test it, and you don't need to put the _C/Rust that you said. So
that's fair enough.
That's that one, but the rest I'm a bit shaky on. Is it Twitch is Xbox Gamer Reviews, isn't it?
Yeah. And Beam as well.
So there we go.
Beam.
Plug them all.
Beam.pro/Xbox Gamer Reviews. We are streaming on there quite a lot now.
That was another thing I wanted to speak to you guys about. Actually, has Beam come up on your preview dashboard?
Yes.
Now? Have you got that?
It's there.
Yeah.
How does it work? Have you tried it?
Not tried it. We've just been doing it straight from PC via OBS.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard a few things that chat doesn't appear on your screen. Do you know, on the Twitch app where you have the chat on the right hand side and you can close it?
It's options.
Apparently on Beam,
you have to go and turn it on and off.
Is it there?
And stuff. Yeah. You have to go and look for it, turn it on. But yeah, it's pretty similar to the Twitch app from what I've seen, and it's a lot easier to access.
Okay.
There's a little, the broadcast, like a satellite dish icon is on the left side panel on the dashboard on the new version. It's just at the bottom there above the settings cogwheel. Just click that and you you can get streaming within a couple of minutes if you've never streamed before on Beam. A few minutes set you.
And if you're on full screen, Russ, do you get that message come up at the bottom saying?
I believe it's changed. I know what they changed it on the Twitch app on the new dashboard. It's changed. It's a little tiny bar rather than the big sort of transparent-ish grey box with the broadcasting viewers. It's now a little blue bar with a record icon and that. So I would assume Beam is the same. It's probably took the same thing there. So yeah, it's a lot smaller and a lot more discreet at the bottom of the screen, so it's not covering half the screen up.
Brilliant, fantastic. Okay, well, thanks for listening, everybody, and thanks again to everybody that donated towards Gameblast 17. We had a great time, and it was for a great cause. Thanks for listening to the podcast, and we'll see you in a few weeks. Thanks.
See ya.
Bye.